Did you see that guy in Egypt, Kyle? I know you're on Reddit too. There was a tourist in Egypt who got attacked and killed by a shark.
I watched him die to the sounds of music. Did you notice the song that was playing?
It was muted on. I had it muted. I have them all muted by default.
It was This Moment of Mine or something like that. It was an ironic song to be playing. It was like this. Oh no, this magic moment.
That's what was playing.
So tender and so true, could last forever. When I met you, and the shark's eating him alive.
Dude, at one point, the shark, I think, had him in like it's a big shark. And I pictured the shark holding him by like the chest and abdomen, and his two legs were sticking straight up in the air as it pulled him down.
Yeah.
And it kept letting him go. You know, he'd bite him a little bit, and the guy was trying to swim to shore, and he died.
It was pretty terrible. I saw at one point both of his legs came out of the water in sort of like a V, which to me said that the shark maybe twisted or turned him in his arm in a way, and he was trying to go with it. Who fucking knows? But yeah, that's a terrible way to die. I know you've said you don't have like a fear of sharks when you're in the water because it is so rare.
When I'm with people, when I'm alone, it turned. That was the first. As soon as I saw it, people don't know he was by himself. He was swimming solo about 100 yards out, and I was like, "Ooh, that is the situation where I get terrified of sharks."
Yeah,
I don't be alone about 100 yards out. Like that's where you.
Well, yeah, 100 yards or more.
I'm very afraid of them.
Why were you? Because you used to go way further than that.
Yeah.
On your surfboard, you just were kind of nervous the whole time.
Or without a surfboard. Sometimes I'd bring a friend. I was a lifeguard, so we would the first and last hour of every day you were allowed to exercise as a lifeguard. So we'd either row the boats or swim or just like run up and down the block, on the beach, up and down your block, and or some combination. You know, like swim these run down the beach, swim out across whatever. Then one of the four legs would be sand.
Okay,
and one of my favorite things that wasn't crowded or anything was to swim out so far you couldn't see the land anymore.
But if you had your board, you weren't.
No, even with my board, it's being alone that would make me scared of sharks. I don't know why. It's not like the other guy's going to be able to protect me from a shark.
Yeah.
But it's the way my psyche works. Like as soon as I'm solo.
Yeah. Those other guys, it's like, well, you know, there's only a 1 in 5 chance on the person that gets attacked.
Yeah.
Am I crazy to think that if he'd had like a good knife, he'd have been in a better situation? Or would the shark just not care if you stabbed it a few times?
I've watched the video. He couldn't have been in a worse situation. The shark's in total control of this engagement.
Like if you had like a knife, like as a surfer or whatever, kind of down above your ankle, just strapped tightly to your shin, like a 6 or 8 inch, like straight stabby kind of Rambo knife. Nothing so big that it's uncomfortable, but just a blade, so you're not unarmed slapping a shark. I don't know. I'd feel better dying with a knife in my hand. At least they'd know, yeah, this is the one he stabbed. Sure, get it. Let's torture this one.
You'd hope that maybe, even if you don't win the engagement, that the shark would be like, I prefer fights where I don't take any losses. You know,
if I can get in his eye, like maybe he'll quit. I'd rather be armed in some way.
Yeah.
I recognize that it's going to probably kill me.
I don't know if I ever surfed with a knife. My friends used to, though. And it wasn't sharks, it was fishermen. Fishermen would fucking cast at you with those fucking lead weights all the time. So what the pier does is, as the water sweeps sideways along the beach, the pilings that form the pier cause the sand to kind of build up along the piers, which means that the waves break on that slightly shallower section and peel off the pier. Okay. So the best place to surf is next to the pier. Boom. Also, it has some other advantages, like you can easily tell where you are because you're not far from something that's not moving. Whereas if you're just wide out in the open, you might have moved 100 feet and you don't know. And then the next set rolls in and you're in the wrong spot. So anyway, the fishermen, though, hate having you near the pier. They think you're scaring the fish away. I don't know enough about fishing to know if they're right or not, but I do know I don't like fishermen. So they would cast at you, and the surfers with the knives would just cut their lines, and they'd lose their lures and their weights and whatever. So it was kind of I don't know.
Yeah, that's annoying. No,
the fishermen were in the right. We were breaking the law.
I think I've seen divers who like dive down to get oysters or some sort of like shellfish have little knives down there, like I'm describing. But obviously, it's not for self-defense. Man, that guy died, eh? I didn't see.
It looks like
the headline said he did.
Yeah. Did you guys see what kind of shark it is? I can't find in the comments what kind it was. I'm always interested. Egypt.
I'm way out of my depth.
It didn't look
know.
huge, but
it did look huge to me.
Oh,
there was a spot where I saw the gap between his dorsal fin and his tail fin. The dorsal is the back, and it looked to me like it was 4 feet from the middle of his back to his tail. I'm like, this thing must be 20 feet from nose to tail.
Oh no,
you might be right. That I found a clip here that says like the shark has been caught, but it's like this is just a picture of people kind of torturing shark. Like I bet.
Good for them. You know, get out of your system. You know,
get it out of your system. Fuck up a couple sharks. Every time we lose one of ours, the sharks need to feel the hurt. They need to know.
How many sharks should we kill for every man they take?
Fucking tens of thousands.
Well, I think we'll run out quickly.
Tens of thousands.
My lord, there are not enough sharks.
In Australia, there probably are. Yeah, no, sharks. I've like watched enough Discovery Channel documentaries to know they don't add anything to the environment. Nothing. You know what you get without sharks? Just a bountiful amount of fish. More fish than we could ever eat. That's what you get without sharks. Is a food problem? Not anymore. Not without sharks stealing all the fish.
It seems like we should eat sharks as much as possible. I know you do eat shark. Mm-hmm. And that way you have more tuna too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Absolutely. If sharks tasted better, we would eat them more. They're not that great.
Some people say I just solved world hunger. I'm just throwing
I think we all just did.
We'll all be eating algae before too long. Don't worry about that. Not us, but our grandchildren for sure. Not your grandchildren, Woody, but me and Taylor's.
We'll be eating algae. We'll be subsisting on like those spirulina farms. You have to make
it'll be like an algae paste, because that's like in the future that's always what happens. They have to feed everyone efficiently. They have to go like mainline that shit. Yeah, bugs and fucking algae stuff that you can grow really quickly and simply.
I want to live in a future with Soylent Green. That's the
people. Answer. It's made of people.
Good macros probably. If it is,
honestly, probably not. I don't think so.
If it's made of people,
yeah. Plus, you know for sure you're gonna get some of those
prions.
Prions. I was gonna say prions.
Maybe you're right.
Is it prions?
Wait, what are these things? I'm not familiar.
There are these things in your brain, and if you eat the kind from your species. It's real bad. It's how you get mad cow disease.
Yeah,
really.
So like you wouldn't want to eat another person's brain.
Well, I mean, I don't tell you what to do.
Yeah, but you could totally eat like a cow's brain. It's incredibly nutritious. It's the brain is full of calories because it's like I think I've read how many calories the brain uses per day, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it depends on the person. There's some people out there not burning a lot of calories.
Yeah, it's true. Now that would be interesting if you could gauge intelligence, but that all that would show was how hard someone's brain was working. So some nincompoop could be running at 100% to watch Netflix.
Some retard just holding like a cylinder, looking at the star-shaped hole on the toy, like, but it's
redlining.
It's redlining it.